Meanwhile, the 4 suspects have all admitted that their actions are despicable, utterly false and regrettable. Speaking to Grts, the 4 men appealed directly for forgiveness from the Gambian people and the President of the Republic, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh. We hope to bring you that story by Moul Jallo before the end of the news. An e-commerce web application designed to make indigenous African products more prominent in the global and local business arenas has been launched by the Ministry of Information and Communication Infrastructure. The launch of the application, sponsored by the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, was attended by multidisciplinary stakeholders. Uminja reports.
Africa particularly, wireless and mobile technologies have created immense interest in enhancing socio-economic development. That in general, and the business environment in particular.
Minister Gray Johnson added that the growing ICT sector in Africa, particularly wireless and mobile technologies, has brought tremendous interest in enhancing socio-economic development in general. This e-commerce application launch is here to enhance web and mobile commerce and the business environment in particular.
The Gambia was identified, as a pilot, along with Ethiopia. And since we started, a while ago in the development, of the application under the pilot program, the Gambia, happened to have completed, first, the development, of the application through a local company called Beltec.
ICT continues to play a key role in nation building. It gives more efficiency, speed, and even more simplicity and productivity. ICT can even give a better life.
This initiative therefore comes at an opportune time for the Gambia to exploit new and emerging technologies to enhance its socio-economic development. As tourism contributes about 15% of the GDP of Gambia's economy, growing the e-commerce sector would be in the best interest of the country's economic development agenda.
In recent years, remarkable efforts have been registered to support development and the use of ICT to boost economic growth in Africa, and the launching of e-commerce will serve as a milestone in the history of ICT in the Gambia.
The projects are to develop a web mobile-based e-commerce application to act as platforms for the marketing and facilitation of commercial transactions of SMEs, especially operated by women.
Stakeholders are urged to put the e-commerce application to use in order to realize economic gains. This valuable application has been tested in many internet cafes and it has demonstrated great interest, with consumers finding the service a valuable one. Uminjai, GRTS.
The Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Indonesia Business Forum have pledged to promote trade and tourism between the Gambia and Indonesia. Abdullah Baji was there when the disclosure was made, and he reports the two sides have also expressed their resolve to bolster existing bilateral ties.
Gambia's economy. The Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Indonesia have expressed their interest in the business and tourism industry to promote trade and bilateral relations that exist between the two countries over the years, thus creating more business opportunities for the people of the two countries. This forum is expected to provide Gambians the opportunity to expose the tourism sector on the global market and create business opportunities where countries like the Gambia could sell their products and boost the tourism sector.
Exports are important for countries to be able to market themselves, not only their products but also their services. As you saw earlier in the presentation, the ambassador did not only speak about the products of Indonesia, but they spoke about Indonesia as a destination country for tourism. And I think in the Gambia also we need to get the different components of our markets to sell Gambia as one. Not only the tourism but our export base. How do we increase our export base to create more jobs and hopefully create more wealth in the country?
The ambassador of Indonesia highlighted that the business forum would create the opportunity for more business products to be exposed. This, he says, would avail Gambian business personnel to explore available opportunities.
Important event that we are going to organize in Indonesia, which is Trade Expo Indonesia 2013. It is to be held on the 16th to 20th of October this year. So, Mr. President, once again, thank you very much for your excellent cooperation that you have extended to us. I hope that this forum will have a good opportunity for the Gambian business people to know more about Indonesia and to do more business with Indonesia.
Abdullah Haidara of GAIPA acknowledged how important the forum is, saying both countries have similarities when it comes to business products, describing the Gambia as the right place to do such investments.
You are indeed at the right place as far as your business and investment opportunities are concerned within this sub-region called ECOWAS. The Gambia have quite numerous similarities to your country, and is manifested by your areas of interest in terms of your business interests in the Gambia, which are also very similar to what my agency and the Gambia in general promotes, including among which is agriculture and tourism. The Gambia perfectly offers you that opportunities that you can come in here and use our country as your launch pad for your numerous products into the ECOWAS market.
The president of GCCI disclosed plans that would better strengthen relations that exist between the two countries, thus creating more financial opportunities for business personnel.
What we're trying to push at the GCCI is to push the partnership in terms of access to capital. But that one would be done in tandem with the government, where the governments have signed trade relationships. So we'll use those bilateral agreements as an opportunity to increase the access of finance through their Indonesia Export Bank, which would allow Gambian businesses and Indonesian businesses to be able to facilitate their transactions at accessible and reasonable cost of financing.
With this venture, business partners from both sides are optimistic that this will create more job opportunities in the respective industries to meet international market standards, as well as provide for meaningful development and expand South-South cooperation. Abdullah Baji, Grts.
We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia right after this break. Welcome back. In America, the government shutdown has forced President Barack Obama to cancel plans to travel to the Philippines and Malaysia. The U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry would be going instead. It's still unclear if President Obama would attend the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in Indonesia later this week or remain in Washington to deal with the budget crisis. Remember, a group of House Republicans are trying to block the health care law. Now, Democrats say they are holding the nation hostage to their drive to derail the Affordable Care Act, also called Obamacare. But President Obama has acknowledged in a tweet that major components of the health care law will be put to effect as scheduled on Thursday. Now, even some high-profile Republicans can say that efforts to undo Obamacare will fail. Let's get the latest state of play from Brianna Akela.
Is no closer to being resolved this morning.
The motion to table is agreed to.
With nearly 800,000 federal employees off their jobs for a second day, President Obama is blaming Tea Party Republicans for shutting down the government over their objections to Obamacare.
They demanded ransom just for doing their job.
He's urging Congress to act.
Allow the public servants who have been sent home to return to work.
Tuesday night, House Republicans tried to fund the government piecemeal, starting with veterans, national parks, and the city of Washington, D.C.
We're ready to talk, and they have rejected that, and we have to send that back every day.
Their first attempt failed, most Democrats voting no.
This is a waste of time. It's not going anyplace.
What's worse, we're about to hit the debt ceiling. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew again warned Congress that if it doesn't raise the U.S.'s ability to pay its debts, it will default October 17th. GOP leaders blame Democrats for refusing to sit down and negotiate.
My goodness, they won't even sit down and have a discussion.
President Obama said his signature program isn't up for discussion.
The Affordable Care Act